You probably never thought that the middle of nowhere could look so beautiful. These are pictures of Lake Eyre in Australia, taken over the years by photographer Murray Fredericks. The salt flats are part of one of the most remote and harsh environments in Australia. Fredericks started documenting his week-long trips to photograph the region about 3 years ago, and now his story is the subject of the new POV documentary Salt, premiering this week on PBS. Right now, we are joined by the man who took those pictures, Murray Fredericks. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks a lot.
Murray, I found the pictures to be very soothing. I mean, you were in the middle of nowhere. Where did this idea come from for you to go there by yourself and do all of this?
Look, my background is obviously as a landscape photographer, and I come up through a very traditional school of landscape photography, which I guess, it's that school that Americans would be very familiar with, the kind of Ansel Adams school, photographing mountains and rivers and beautiful pictorial scenes. And I guess I reached a stage in my career where I just wanted to get away from that. I wanted to kind of develop that idea, but not throw out what was important to me in the landscape, which is that feeling, that sense of connection, that sense of freedom that we get, that humans get, that we experience when we're out there. So I kind of decided to throw away the features, throw away the mountains, throw away the beautiful rivers and the forests, and see if I could just work with space, work with emptiness.
Well, I definitely.
So then it was just sorry, go on.
I definitely felt there were no boundaries there whatsoever.
No, well, once I came up with this idea of working with pure space, it was a matter of finding them the right place, and I think it was either the middle of the ocean, very hard to put a tripod up in the middle of the ocean, or somewhere like this where the horizon extends, infinitely.
Okay.
In every direction.
How do you prepare? Speaking of that, you brought a tripod with you, obviously a camera, but how much can you bring with you? What did you bring? How did that work?
Look, the way, and you'll see this in the documentary, the way I worked was with a bike and a tiny little trailer, like a little road trailer. I had about 5 cameras with me at any one time out there, including a huge 8 by 10 inch plate view camera. And it was literally just a matter of dragging the bike through the mud at slower than walking speed until I got to the salt. And once I actually got out to the hard salt, which forms the sort of the inner circle of this lake, travel was quite easy. It wasn't too hard.
Mm-hmm. How did you stay sane? I know you were extremely alone out there, but I heard you on the phone, I believe, with your wife, talking about it does get lonely. How did you deal with that?
Look, to be honest, we're not in that age. We're not in that age of exploration anymore, where when you leave the city, you're alone. Even as those phone exchanges with my wife show, we're still connected by technology. So really, like whenever it got to that stage of feeling lonely or a bit desperate or anything like that, I was able to pick up the phone. But you don't want to pick up the phone all the time. So I read. Truth be known, I read books and great novels, big epic stories, things like that, and I just lose myself in them. Absolutely lose. I almost become some of the characters.
Okay.
It's incredible what fills your mind when there's nothing else.
And finally, what do you hope that the viewers get from this, from your exploration?
Look, I hope they get. I hope they feel connected to the same feeling that I do, which is my motivation for taking. Art is a form of communication, and I'm trying to communicate my relationship with the place, with this empty, infinite, desolate place. And I hope the viewers get a similar sense that I do.
Okay. All right. Murray Fredericks, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks very much.
POV Salt premieres tonight on PBS at 10 p.m. Be sure to check your local listings. And if you miss it, you can watch the entire program on POV's website. It will be available there until September 17th.